Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff sends sweet message to Carlos Alcaraz after they both win French Open. Coco Gauff and Carlos Alcaraz are this year's French Open singles champions after taking home their respective final matches over the weekend at Stade Roland Garros. Gauff defeated world No. 1 Aryna Sabalenka in 3 sets Saturday to claim the women's singles title and become the first American woman to win the French Open since Serena Williams did so in 2015. Alcaraz won the men's singles title after a 5-set thriller with world No. 1 Jannik Sinner Sunday to cap off the festivities at Roland Garros. Alcaraz came back from a deficit of 2 sets to love, even rallying back from 3 straight championship points in the 4th set to eventually win the instant classic match on the 10-point tiebreak in the 5th set. The men's final Sunday was a roller coaster ride that lasted 5 hours and 29 minutes, the longest men's singles final in French Open history. The incredible match brought out all the emotions, from Alcaraz to Sinner and fans watching from across the globe. One day after Gauff's historic win, her first French Open title and second major championship, she had to tip her cap to Alcaraz. "Congratulations, Carlos Alcaraz, on an incredible win," Gauff posted on her X account Sunday evening. "You are amazing." She referenced their trip to Beijing in September 2024 when they toured the Forbidden City together, donning traditional garb and all, before they competed in the China Open, an event that both won as well. Now, coming off a weekend that will be etched in tennis history books, they both add another major title to their trophy case. Clay court connection. Coco Gauff's sweet message to Carlos Alcaraz after dual French Open victories. On a warm Sunday evening in Paris, the sun dipped behind the terracotta rooftops of Roland Garros, casting a soft golden glow over the clay courts that had borne witness to 2 extraordinary journeys. The world watched with awe and emotion as Coco Gauff and Carlos Alcaraz, 2 of the brightest stars in the new era of tennis, etched their names in history, each lifting a French Open trophy on the same day. It was more than just a coincidence. It felt like destiny had woven a rare kind of symmetry into the tournament, one that saw a 21-year-old American woman and a 22-year-old Spanish man ascend to the pinnacle of the sport not just with skill, but with heart. Shortly after Alcaraz's final point, a rocket forehand down the line that left his opponent frozen, he fell to his knees, tears blurring his vision as cheers erupted from the crowd. Just hours earlier, Gauff had done the same, sobbing into her towel after toppling the world No. 1 in a fierce, 3-set thriller. But what captivated fans even more than their individual triumphs was what came afterward. A sweet, heartfelt message Coco Gauff posted on her social media, directed at Carlos Alcaraz. "So proud of you at Carlos Alcaraz. Double magic on the clay today. You inspire me with how you play. Fearless, joyful, real. Let's keep making history." The message, brief yet packed with admiration and camaraderie, spread like wildfire across social platforms. It wasn't just a congratulation. It was a gesture of kinship between 2 young players who had grown up in parallel, blazing similar trails through the tennis world, full of promise, pressure, and poise beyond their years. The rise of 2 wonders. Coco Gauff's journey to the French Open title had been years in the making. From the moment she broke onto the scene at Wimbledon in 2019, defeating Venus Williams as a 15-year-old, she had carried a weight that many could never imagine. Expectations, cameras, the label of the future of American tennis. She didn't flinch. Not then, and not now. Her 2025 French Open campaign was a testament to maturity and mental grit. She navigated tricky early rounds, faced veterans and upstarts alike, and delivered her most composed performance in the final, a combination of brutal ground strokes and a newfound tactical finesse. Carlos Alcaraz, meanwhile, had become something of a folk hero in Spain, lauded as the successor to Rafael Nadal, yet carving a distinct identity all his own. Where Nadal was relentless, Alcaraz was electric. His tennis was an explosion of movement, innovation, and sheer joy. This year's French Open was perhaps his most complete run yet. Despite a nagging wrist injury from earlier in the season, he found form at just the right moment. In the final, he dismantled his opponent with a blend of artistry and power, making the red clay his canvas once again. When Alcaraz was asked in his post-match interview what he thought of Gauff's win earlier that day, he grinned wide. "She's amazing, no. I saw the last set. She plays with so much heart," he said. "She's amazing, no. I saw the last set. She plays with so much heart," he said. "It's beautiful. What we both achieved. It's like we're living a dream together. A digital embrace." The exchange between them, her message, his response, was more than a show of mutual respect. It was a moment of human connection, in a sport that can often feel isolating at the top. Gauff's message wasn't crafted by a PR team. It had no sponsor hashtags or promotional polish. It was simple, real, written on the bus ride back to her hotel. Still in her match kit, fingers trembling slightly from adrenaline and exhaustion. She had watched the tail end of Carlos's final from her suite, curled up with ice packs on her knees, and a protein shake half finished. As he fell to the clay in victory, a strange wave of emotion swept over her. Not just admiration, but a sense of shared experience. They'd both bled on this surface. They'd both chased greatness through pain, doubt, and noise. She opened her Notes app, typed the message first in private, then copied it to Instagram and X. The moment it went live, her phone blew up with responses. Fans, fellow players, journalists, all thrilled by this beautiful unscripted crossover. In Madrid, Alcaraz was already preparing for his press conference when he saw the message flash across his screen. He smiled. Then he typed his own reply. "Gracias, Coco. You were amazing out there. Let's keep dreaming big. Today, we both did it, vamos." The replies were endearing, but also historic in a way. Proof that this wasn't just the era of Federer, Nadal, and Serena giving way. It was the dawn of something new, something equally luminous. A shared path forward. Tennis has often celebrated its rivalries. Sampras and Agassi, Federer and Nadal, Serena and Venus. But what Gauff and Alcaraz represented was something else. A mutual ascent, not just in skill, but in spirit. They were each, in their own right, activists and role models. Gauff had spoken fearlessly on issues of racial justice, voting rights, and mental health. Alcaraz, while quieter, had championed accessibility and youth engagement in Spain, often donating equipment to underfunded clubs and showing up unannounced to hit with kids. In an age when fame often distorts reality, both had managed to stay grounded. Perhaps that's why their mutual admiration hit home for so many fans. It wasn't just about tennis. It was about character. One fan posted on X, "Coco and Carlos winning Roland Garros on the same day feels like a sports movie. Only it's real. These two are writing the future with grace and grit." Another replied, "Can we manifest a mixed doubles dream team at the Olympics? Because I'm ready." It wasn't the worst idea, though nothing official had been said. A few insiders hinted that both players were open to it, especially with the 2028 Olympics heading to Los Angeles, a Paris to remember. That night, beneath the soft Paris moonlight, a private celebration unfolded. Gauff and Alcaraz crossed paths once more, not on clay, but at a small, quiet rooftop event hosted by the tournament organizers. No cameras, no microphones, just music, laughter, and a few slices of strawberry tart. When they met, they hugged briefly, both a little shy, a little awed. "Congrats," she said. "You too," he replied. "You crushed it." They clinked glasses of sparkling water. For a second, they just stood there, looking out at the scene in comfortable silence. And then, as if it had to be said, Gauff grinned and added, "So, mixed doubles in lay." Alcaraz laughed. "Only if you promise to cover the net." Deal. Epilogue. 2 stars, 1 sky. Coco Gauff and Carlos Alcaraz didn't just win titles that day. They reminded the world that the next chapter of tennis wasn't going to be defined by comparisons to the past, but by the authenticity, mutual respect, and vision of a new generation. One that isn't afraid to cheer for each other, to speak truth, to stay kind even at the top. One where a sweet message isn't just a pose, it's a statement of who they are. And if this French Open was any sign, the future isn't just bright, it's brilliant.